Hello, my friends. Welcome to our call-in show. Must be Thursday night. We're doing it on time. We're doing it on the right day. Cleaned up the beard a little bit because it was getting a little shaggy. And the intro is rolled. So here's the deal. Thanks for joining us for the call-in program. This is for you who are subscribers to our channels in all the places you can be. You're either over on Locals, you're a member on YouTube, you're a subscriber on X. It's really the only thing I post for subscribers on X. Otherwise, I just try to put it out there to the world. So if you guys want to join us for the call-in show, you can do that. You could be the first call on the line. I guess this is probably going to be Mr. Tack Penis. If I had to take a big guess... How is my guessing looking?
Pretty good, man. But I had to, because after Cash Haverford, who is like Hindi T with his bling and his chain and everything like that, just nonstop kissing of the buttocks of Trump. Dude, it's like, you're looking at that. We're sane, logical people, and we're wondering, how can one man stomach that much ass kissing and not vomit on camera? Like, it is recorded for all of history and time. He actually did that and slobbered all over Trump's buttocks, and you could tell Trump, like, looking at his face, he's just like, oh my word, this is bad.
There was a lot of,
that's what
I call it, professional knob slobbery. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's pretty pro, man. That's like some, oh my goodness, that's like some massage parlor-esque, varsity slobbering he's doing. It's just ridiculous.
It's really bad. It was hard to watch. I actually saw even weirder things he did after that. I saw some more clips out of the John Solomon interview. And he went on to say that anybody I'm fairly confident he's getting his advice from watching the podcast. I'm just going to claim it real quick. Let me just say, he goes, we're not going to be releasing any more of these videos because all the conspiracy theorists on the internet are making a mess of it, and they're gonna potentially endanger the prosecution. So we're not going to give you any more than we did. And I'm like, oh, you got the message that you're screwing up the prosecution. Good, dude. Way to go.
Exactly right. It's like he has to blame you for him actually doing the right thing. Okay, yeah. Fine. It's like you'll take that, right?
We'll take it. Yeah. We should be so lucky. I call it, I don't know, I've got this like Officer Doofy thing going on in my head right now. It's just silliness. Anyway, what do you think? You want to get down on the board right now? I think we should take a tally mark. Bongino gone by Thanksgiving, or will he wait till Christmas?
I think he might hold out till Christmas. And honestly, this was something I was thinking about before, just to try and make you not have another thing you called out and actually hit spot on.
He'll wait longer.
He'll try and hang on till Christmas. Yes, I bet you anything. He will, like, you know what? I will suffer. I will he would drag his balls through busted glass just if it won't give you another notch, in the win column, or, for, you called it spot on. He would definitely suffer to do that. I guarantee it. Well, I mean, look at his tight pants, dude. You've seen his tight freaking pants. The guy's, he's not one to worry about, discomfort.
I have not seen the tight pants, but I believe you. That's funny. Yeah. I've been wondering that too. How much vanity. That's the sin of this administration. It's probably my sin too, to be fair. Vanity, pride. I think we all kind of suffer that. It's the original, right? So we all have to contend with that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, all right. What's going on that's not this garbage nonsense? What's going on in your world? What do you got?
Okay, well, this in my world, Syrup's still doing awesome. Like, it's so funny because now Syrup's so much use to me. Even when I put his food in there, I definitely don't, I keep my fingers clear. He's too tiny.
You better just like not assume knowledge. Some people are tuning in for the first time. They're like, what is this guy talking about? What is a syrup?
Oh, okay. Yeah. My attack snapping turtle, my little baby attack snapping turtle that I'm raising up to, so that I can use it to defend my castle that I eventually will have, because I'm going to have a moat, and that way Syrup can be there and lead the, all the alligators and all the other snapping turtles that are in there. Syrup is basically just going to be the head, that boss, like the King Koopa of my domain. So Yeah.
I've been using this response GIF of late, and I really like it. And it's the turtle or the tortoise. I don't know what he is. He's a turtle or a tortoise from the Neverending Story. Do you remember that creature?
I think so.
It's like a whole mountain. It's an enormous turtle thing, and it's a whole mountain, and it speaks really slow.
I remember that one.
It's got a great line in there, and it goes, "We don't even care if we care." So when people hit me with stuff,
doesn't care too much.
Yeah, I think turtles may be unique in that we don't care if we care. I think that's what it says.
Yeah, Sirp's lucky though. I care about him because he's so freaking tiny and cute. But anyway, speaking of something that's not tiny and cute, I wanted to get your opinion on this, and it's kind of a more serious topic than you usually expect from me.
Good.
It has to do with the fact that I see what's going on with Alex Jones, and we all love Alex Jones, the crazy frogs are gay and everything, and a lot of stuff like he talks about and people ignore ends up being true, and it's kind of it's kind of funny to see that stuff. But I'm definitely not liking the idea that some judge can, on their own, without a jury or anything, summarily make a man pay like outrageous amounts of money, and with respect to the claim of harm done by his free speech. Okay, whether he was correct or not, that's, if we're going to start throwing people in jail for lying about stuff, or not even lying about stuff, just getting something wrong that they thought was true, dude, we are completely done with by then. Like, it is full on 1984 time. But if they're going to give him a judgment and make him pay some outrageous astronomical amount for what harm did he do? Who got their feelings hurt so freaking much by that Alex Jones has to have his First Amendment right stripped from him, the same right that the left abuses constantly by their own metric too. I'm not saying by our metric, by their own metric, hurting feelings, all this other crap. Mm-hmm. Who is going to say that Alex has to then pay billions of dollars for a hurt feelings report because some judge decided to make him do that? Without, it's not a jury trial or anything. He didn't have to. There's also all kinds of evidence, right? He wasn't even able to reply or comment on or anything. And then the Supreme Court's going to be like, we don't care, because the Supreme Court, they've got Ketanji Brown Jackson there, probably the person they're looking to. Oh, she can't even say what a man is because she's not a biologist, but she's going to be the one deciding, like, okay, no, we can't have these cases. We're going to decide on other cases.
It's really bad.
What's your opinion?
I don't know what my opinion is. I think that I've despised this verdict since the beginning. I think it's horrible. It's just, it's atrocious. Like, it's just unjust. It's unjust.
I don't think there is any coming back from this. I think there has to simply be a tearing down of the system and a rebuilding of it, because it has become absolutely cancerous. The justice system has become just an absolute cancerous appendage, and you need to freaking cut that sucker off, cauterize it, and then, find another one to rebuild from scratch, because there's no way to come back from that, man. It's like, hey, First Amendment, it was all cool and it was all nice and well and everything, but now we're going to just decide on a whim, for political reasons, it doesn't exist for these certain people.
Yeah, and those people are the ones who are they're the ones who are supposed to have their speech protected the most. The First Amendment wasn't for speech that made everybody feel good.
Yeah.
I mean, it just really wasn't.
Yeah.
It was meant to protect the offensive and the inflammatory and the wild speech.
Exactly. Remember that one ruling where it said, hey, you can, it's actually not illegal, even though the Democrats and even stupid Republicans will say, you can't yell fire in a movie theater. It's like, retards. Yes, you can.
Yeah,
How about you actually look at the things you claim and make sure you're not being a window licker about it and actually know what you're talking about? It's not freaking hard to do. why don't you do it? Because then you're going to realize, oh, wait a minute, all this stuff that I've been claiming and then basing the rest of my other arguments off of all comes falling down because, the thing they were building it on, this false claim, this false statement or false belief in something didn't even exist and wasn't real, then the whole house of cards falls down.
We're in a real precarious spot. I was talking to my dad about this afternoon. I don't know how it does a recovery. I don't know if it's going to just be a slow decline into nothingness, or if we'll have some radical action, or if some people will just correct it and the rest of the nation will not acknowledge it. But it's a clear symptom of something really bad, as you mentioned.
I think it will be a slow decline. And looking back in history, you've seen like the different events that have happened that have actually brought about real drastic change. And then you also see right now the information age that we live in. It's going to be difficult for them to try and reset anything without like drastic steps taken. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right. Unfortunately, it's not great at all.
Yeah.
You want to take a final shot? Man. Final shot, final word?
Well, Ketanji Brown Jackson's retarded. Retard's a wonderful word. I love that. And we should bring that back along with faggot. That word's awesome.
It's out there. Can't be done.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, man.
Stay near the phone. We'll talk to you. We might talk to you again soon. People have already voted for more, but not enough, not fast enough. We're going to drop you off the line here, brother.
All right. Not a problem.
As my buddy Charlie says, get off my phone.
All right. Peace.
Talk to you later. All right. That frees up the phone line, y'all. That's how this works. So you get 10 minutes. If the wild animals that are in our chat decide that they can't get enough of what you're saying, they may vote a Cinco Mas or a +5, which I think are the same thing, but I don't speak Mexican. If I did, then I would find out. I'm just kidding. Caller number 2, you are on the line. Can you hear me? Can you tell me where you are and where you subscribe?
Well, hello, my friend.
This sounds like it's chaos.
It is indeed. Dallas-Fort Worth, locals, Rumbles, YouTube.
Professional.
Well, first thing, I made Little Chaos watch all 3 of the Neverending Stories a couple weeks ago.
Outstanding.
So I think that's actually kind of funny.
Well, it's part of the classical canon, right?
Number 4. Do what?
It's the classical canon.
Oh, it's fantastic. It was, so I started with the 3rd one.
Uh-huh.
And then went back and watched the first 2.
What is the hold on, wait a minute. The first one is Atreyu running around, and the kid, whatever his name is reading the book with the grandpa. The second one, Bastian, goes back in, and they got to rescue the Empress from the Crystal City, which is falling apart or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. What was the third one?
The third one was The Nasties. It had Jack Black and a guy that looked like Pauly Shore. It might have actually been Pauly Shore.
Okay. Were they like kind of like did they have like wild hair and they were like kind of like impish creatures?
Like, yeah.
Huh.
That's the one. And they made Falcor stupid in the last one. I was kind of disappointed going back and watching that again with him. And I was like, I didn't really realize, like, the first 2, he was super intelligent and great. And then in the last one, it was like they made him retarded. And I was like, that's not good. No, Falcor was a luck dragon. Yeah.
There's some good voices in that show. All right.
Great. I mean, it was a good time for intellectual culture.
I think it was a good time for value-based children's entertainment. There were good values in it. They were teaching things that were
very good morals.
Yeah. I had I can't remember what it was. I know I mentioned it on the podcast right after it happened. I went into the DMV or the tax assessor's office, and I talked to this gal who was like probably close to half my age. She was in her maybe late 20s. and that's not quite half my age, but she was saying something, and it was clearly a reference to, oh, she said, I love it when a plan comes together. And I was like, you're not old enough to have watched that. You didn't watch the A-Team. And she was like, I know, I saw it on reruns at Nick at Night. And I went like, oh, okay, that's kind of funny too. And then I said, well, you're classically educated. And she said, my parents insisted on it. And it made me really happy. There was some good shit.
I have this thing. I was born in the 90s, but I actually grew up in the 80s.
Right. That's a thing.
And actually, I think I grew up a lot earlier than that because I was watching the original Three Stooges. I was watching Charlie Chaplin. I was watching Abbott and Costello. Like that was my humor base came a lot from. And I mean, I was like 6, 7 years old watching all this stuff. And the old black and white Zorro and Frasier. I loved Frasier because I loved the multiple tiers of content. And I'm like 6, 7 years old going like, this is intellectually stimulating jokes. Like I didn't get the second layer because, it was mostly adult themed, but every once in a while I'd pick it apart and kind of get it. And so I was actually going to start with a joke, a racist joke of my own creation.
Let's do it. Let's go.
I only got so far as to go, it was going to be a play on racial slurs that also sound like things hitting the floor. So like chink and like, oh, I dropped my fork. Mm-hmm. And that's about as far as I got with the thought process on it.
You're going to construct your own slur-based could be racist joke.
Yeah, a racist joke that's not actually racist. It's like, oh, well, you thought it was racist, so you must be racist.
Okay, so that tactic was utilized really, really well in Austin Powers. You remember when they had the phallic-shaped spaceship?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, that looks just like and they go, Johnson, bring me those binoculars. That's an incredibly large pecker. It's native to North America. But look at the shape on that one where they just kept doing different slang terms for phallus. That kind of.
Yep.
Yeah, you could get there. I think you could get there.
Yeah. I think it's something I'm going to be toying with. It's definitely, and then hopefully here in the next week or two I don't know that many racial slurs to begin with, and then chink is the only one that I can think of that is an onomatopoeia.
Well, listen, go back and check out. There was that Dennis Leary show where he was a firefighter, and they have an entire scene just naming every single racial slur for every single ethnic group. And the guys who are saying them are that ethnic group, and they're just spitting them off. And then they're irritated with each other. That certain ethnic groups have more than others, and they're more fun and colorful. So there you go.
This was actually something that I do have a couple of things that I do want to touch on, but that was actually something that I kind of saw in like the early 2000s was this kind of twisting into the victim culture.
Mm-hmm.
And it was weird when I noticed it because I was riding around in a car with a bunch of older people that I shouldn't have been hanging out with. And all of a sudden I heard somebody say, oh yeah, you think pain, this happened. And then somebody else went, no, oh, you think that's bad? No, this happened to me. And then all of a sudden there was like a war over who suffered the most. And I was like, this is really weird.
Yeah, the grievance Olympics.
It was the strangest thing to not only see, but to become cognizant of. And then I saw it in more and more places. And then as an adult, I'm like, oh, that's where the culture was going. And it's because of people like the idiots I was hanging out with.
Yeah, people wanted it. I mean, it came from somewhere, and they wanted that. It's unfortunate because it didn't leave us any better off. I do think we're swinging back away from that now. It seems like.
Yeah, I think there's definitely financial pressures in multiple markets, and there's also the cultural aspect of it that I don't disagree. There's also like the way I kind of look at it is that the pendulum took a really, really hard swing, and on the left end of it, there also happened to be like some double-sided, really sticky 3M tape. And as the pendulum is coming back, it's going to hurt ripping that off.
Yeah. It's going to come back
like
harder.
Like
I mean, it's inevitable that people can only tolerate, so much. The funny thing is if you follow a lot of the sort of the leftist ideology down to its eventual sort of root and core, I think you end up going from, unity to individuality or to individual, like whatever, like aggrieved groups and so on and so forth. And then if you keep getting more and more atomized, and I am a, transgender, vertically challenged, blah, 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 learning disabled, whatever, all the other crap things that they label on top of it, you eventually just get down to something that just describes only you. And I think that's funny because that's eventually where that political culture, that political correctness that you were talking about going from the 90s, early 2000s, it eventually ends and people just get back to individuality again. And then hopefully everyone gets back to the point where nobody cares. They just don't care. I don't care.
I don't even care that I don't care.
We don't even care that we don't care.
Exactly. So I wanted to bring up something that you mentioned earlier on today's podcast, where you were talking about race. Have you ever seen the movie The Gentleman?
Maybe.
With Matthew McConaughey and Sean. Who's the guy from Seven Psychopaths?
I do not know.
Colin Farrell.
Okay. I don't know that I've seen that movie, although I might have. I don't recall it.
If you had, you would remember. This is, I recommend making yourself a nice steak. I know you don't drink, so making yourself a nice cup of tea and throwing it on.
Okay.
It is by far top 5 for me.
Okay.
But there's a scene in there that I'm wondering if you can play. I want to pull up what to search on YouTube.
Just send the YouTube link in the chat. I'll grab it.
Let me see.
No rush. We'll get it.
Yeah, I can do that real quick. And I think it kind of goes to basically what you were talking about in terms of, what essentially is really happening in those private groups, in those, in the group chat that, everybody's clutching their pearls. But it reminded me of this scene, and the scene very well breaks that down on what's actually happening when you're surrounded with a lot of really close people that you can make those kinds of jokes with.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, I think that culture exists, especially among men, sort of a amusing insult culture. There's another version of it that I've seen, the barbershop scene coming out of Gran Torino, where he takes him into the Polish barber. And so now you got a Italian guy and a is that what it is? It's an Italian barber and it's a Polish person that is bringing him in with the little kid. You know what I'm talking about? What the hell are the ethnicities? I'm trying to remember what they think. And they keep calling the kid something.
I remember Gran Torino being a really good movie, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I just saw the scene the other day, but I can't remember the ethnicity. It doesn't matter. It's like two older men telling a younger man how men sometimes communicate in rough ways, and they're just trying to get him to not be so uptight. And it's Clint Eastwood. I think he's supposed to be Polish in that movie. In any case, it's the same kind of idea. That dynamic, I think, is familiar to people.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, this clip completely and totally, it perfectly encapsulates what's actually happening.
Yeah, we'll drop it into the chat. We'll do a chat. Oh, you did already? Where did it go? Which chat did you drop it in?
YouTube.
Oh, well, I got to go find it then.
I don't know if it. I see it on my screen, but I don't see it on computer.
I don't see it on the computer either. Drop it.
That's weird.
Yeah, drop it into one of the other ones. I'll find it. In the meantime, give me a vote on Bongino. Does he stick around till Christmas or later? Does he give up the ghost at Thanksgiving and take a family emergency?
Man, I don't think. I kind of agree with Tack, but on the other hand, I think he would. He very much. I don't think he's happy.
I don't think he is either.
I really don't. And I think that despite Kyle Seraphin is not, I don't think he cares.
It
honestly.
shouldn't be a good enough reason for whatever that's worth. It really ought not to be. All right, so you're going Thanksgiving, or do you think he's going to stick around longer?
No, I think it might be right around there if he's really, really, really hating it. I posted it to locals.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, I think it's very likely that he's gone at Thanksgiving. He hasn't been showing up anywhere. You don't see him doing any more media hits.
Nope. A little bit of posting.
Not really being talked about.
Yeah.
You know, and it's either he's doing one or two things. Either he's got his nose to the grindstone and he's working really, really hard, or he's, you know, figuring out his next move. And just considering the fact that he doesn't seem to like it, I think he's trying to figure out his next move. I think you're pretty accurate on that. I think Thanksgiving is going to have a family emergency. I think you're right.
I'm putting him down. I'm putting you on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna drop you off here. I will go pull the scene, and we'll pull the scene from the gentleman, so I can see if I can add that to here. And as you're jumping off the line, I've got this for you. I don't know if I grabbed the right scene, but I think I did. Speaking of never-ending story at the beginning here.
We don't even care whether or not we care.
That's the one. You should add that to the soundboard.
I might have to do that. I just pulled it down a second ago, so I sort of like that. All right, Chaos. It was nice chatting with you tonight. We'll see who else wants to get on the line here. We'll get some more votes in, and I'll see if I can pull that scene down.
All right. You have a good night, man.
All right, buddy. You too. Thank you.
All right. Later.
All right. That frees the line up. A couple of you are just like hammer calling here. I understand. Let's get this done. I'm not mad at you. I got you now. The line is now open. You jumped the line. Now you got it. Okay, there we go. Caller number 3. Who are you and where are you?
Hold on. And that's a tortoise, by the way.
A tortoise.
I live in Nevada. Yeah, that's a tortoise.
Outstanding.
I grew up in Vegas. I have a friend that has a huge tortoise. Anyway, this is TPH14 or Terry.
Hi, Terry.
I live in northeastern Nevada.
Uh-huh.
So I had to tell this funny story.
Please.
Kind of funny, kind of scary. So my daughter had a surgery, and I had to drive over on Monday, and their surgery was Tuesday. Then I had to drive home on Wednesday. So anyway, I hate driving in Salt Lake. Salt Lake their roads are so narrow, and people drive like absolute maniacs. And so she goes, that's why we'll do an Uber. Okay. So I call my son and tell him, okay, this is where all the stuff is in case we disappear because we're doing Uber, because she lives on the outskirts of Salt Lake. And so it's almost like an hour to get to the University Medical Hospital.
Okay.
So first Uber driver, Luis, spoke broken English, but he was pleasant.
Okay.
But I was taking pictures of the license plate before I got in the vehicle, and I was sending them to my son. And so then he's in northern Utah. So anyway, the driver that picked us up to go home after her surgery, she had just came out of surgery. She finally woke up and was able to move around. And anyway, the driver, Abdul, speaks zero freaking English.
No big deal.
And he drove like we were in Pakistan. I'm telling you, he had a new, I think it was a VW, one of those VW things, the cars, the fancy cars.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he would zoom, put his foot on the gas and go flying up. And then he would get somebody to pull in front of him. He'd slam on the brakes, and it sounded like metal on metal grinding. And here's my daughter, who just had surgery, and she's got a seatbelt on her because it was girl surgery, so she's got holes in her gut. And
tracking. Yep.
Yeah, and anyway, and it took us forever. But I'm texting my son and going, dude, Abdul, thinks we're in Pakistan. And he's going, okay. And I'd already sent him the license plate number. I think I might call ICE and ask them if they, I got the guy's license. I got the guy's license plate number. He didn't speak a drop of English.
Yeah, what's he doing here?
Exactly, driving an Uber.
That's what I was hoping. We would just get some more Uber drivers.
I know, right? So then the good story is, well, it was bad, but it was good. So when I left yesterday, it was sunny in Salt Lake.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I got to Willa, which is only like 30 miles from Salt Lake, the sky was black, lightning, thunder, and it was pouring. I swear I saw a cat, the dog, and a cow hit the ground. Anyway, so I stood under the awning talking to one of the workers. He was standing under the awning because it was pouring so bad. I said, well, guess it's time for me to go. So I got in my vehicle and I prayed.
Good.
For God to keep me safe, because I knew it was raining here as well. And as soon as I got on the freeway, which is a CF all on its own because it's all under construction, and I get on there and there's this big old huge beautiful rainbow. And I just said, thank you.
I do like that one.
And I made it all the way home, but it was snowing on the summit, and you had everybody from Utah, California, Arizona. We can drive in this. Semis everywhere going 2 miles an hour, and they're just blowing by everybody. Well, then I did see a top highway patrolman going up the other direction. I'm sure it got snarled up, but I made it home safe. But
I like that you took all those risks by jumping in Ubers with non-English speakers, and you thought the best thing to do was to just take pictures of them. That's an interesting choice.
Yes. Yeah. I send it to my son and go, just in case we disappear or we get injured.
What a world we live in. What a world.
I know. It's scary. But while I was standing under the awning, there was more Abduls. Okay, I'm not stereotyping. However,
this was an Abdul.
I am profiling. There were several more at that. It was at one of those travel TA.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Spots.
Mm-hmm.
And there were like 3 or 4 of them in there, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm taking away from these people. They scare me. But that second driver, I swear, that's the next suicide bomber.
Terry, what is your
driving? Oh,
Terry, what does your group chat look like?
I don't have the group chat going.
Oh, this is what you need. Obviously.
I turned it. I paused it because I had the phone going. So anyway, but yeah, I just had to tell you that funny but godly story.
I'll take that one. Yeah, I want to know more about the Abdullahs.
I prayed. I prayed before we got in the Uber. I prayed to make sure my daughter got out of surgery okay. Prayed again, and then started praying when that guy was driving because it was mortifying. My daughter was like, I'm going, dude, did you hear his brakes? She goes, yeah, I didn't think he was going to be able to stop at the stoplight.
Yeah. Well,
it was scary.
2 important lessons have been learned. 1, prayer works.
I don't
2,
like Ubers.
maybe not Uber next time. That's all.
Well, it started at the beginning when, so the sign, because my daughter kind of works at the mine over there.
She works what?
The first, at the mine, she actually works for a company that sells equipment to the mine, which is, the big mine that they did.
I do not know about the big mine. What? You have to tell me more.
This is a huge mine.
You're assuming knowledge I do not have. It's a copper mine outside of Salt Lake?
Mine, yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's magnet copper. And
I had no idea.
What movie did they film that in? Oh, The Postman was filmed at that mine.
The Postman with Kevin Costner?
Kevin Costner. And Tom Petty.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, and you could see the pit
Yeah.
from the moon. So they say.
So they say.
It's huge.
I haven't seen that movie in a really long time, so my memory of it is not good.
I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie.
Was it?
Especially when he finds the cigarettes, or he finds where Tom Petty shows up. You know, kind of cool actually. But,
yeah. 1997
anyway,
Postman. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the exit used to be. It used to say Magna.
Okay.
It doesn't say Magna anymore, so I missed Magna. So I'm driving, and I'm going, I don't know where the F I am. I don't know where I'm at, you know? And so I finally found somewhere, because I'm seeing all these businesses, and how do I get to these businesses, you know? And so finally, I was going so far, I was like going, I'm going to end up in flipping Vegas. I love Vegas, okay? I don't want to go back to Vegas.
Yeah, nobody wants to go
and
there.
So I finally found a spot I could pull over, and it was right in front of a football stadium for a high school. And my daughter, I don't know how she did it. They live on their phone. They know how to do that. She's 30, 33. And so she came into my phone. I accepted it. I don't like my locations on, period.
Yeah.
And so she turned my locations on so that I could use maps to get to her place, to get back to where I intended to be. So, yeah, I was like an hour and a half late there. But then coming home yesterday, I was almost 2.5 hours late because it was 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour. Sometimes you can get to 70 on an 80 mile an hour interstate. So, yeah, it was horrible. But I made it. I made it safe. God had my back. Good.
Prayer works. Uber sucks.
So,
and The Postman.
I know.
With Kevin Costner was a Warner Brothers film, and I remember it more than I should because I did financials on it when it was a catalog title, and people were still renting it when I was working for Warner Brothers in 2008 and 2009.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, I always randomly know that things are Warner.
Like that movie.
I always randomly remember when things are Warner Brothers movies because I've seen every single Warner Brothers title from their catalog at some point on my spreadsheets there. That's my weird. That's my weird little memory.
Yeah, I just really like that movie. It's a long movie, kind of like Dances with Wolves. It's like a long movie.
It's an epic.
But I do like. Yes, it is. But I did like The Postman too.
I thought it was good. Okay, Terry, you got to put you on the board here.
Right.
Do you think that Bongino stays till Christmas or Thanksgiving?
I think it'll be Christmas because I think he'll just quietly leave, like you said, that where nobody will notice. Because we don't see him. We see a post from him every once in a while.
Yeah, he's hiding and trying to fade away.
Yep.
We'll have a count at the end of the night. We'll figure out.
I think we'll be in another CR, because they do what they always do.
Oh, for sure.
They'll pass a CR, and then at Christmas time it'll fail. And so people will be in shutdown mode again.
Yeah, I think people will.
I've been there, done that.
Amen to that.
I was there with the 35. I was there during the 35-day thing.
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately, I lived right within a block of the office. So every time they needed something,
you were it.
Got called. So I was it.
Team player of the year.
The whole time. Yep.
That's how it goes.
Anyway.
All right. Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate
I'll turn my show back on.
Sounds good.
I just had to tell you my Abdul story.
I'm glad that you're okay and Abdul didn't get you this time. Have a nice night.
You too. Bye.
All right, faded out. And there it goes. Okay, so Terry's gone. I saw that we had a missed call. Go ahead and call back in again, folks. We only got one line here, so that's how it works. If I could get this thing to do call waiting, I would, but it doesn't really. All right, we're at 2-1. Christmas to Thanksgiving. We got caller number 4 on the line. Tell me, who are you and where are you, if you don't mind?
Hi, Kyle. It's formerly Trucker Joe.
Formerly? Hi, Trucker Joe. What are you doing now, Trucker Joe? You're not Trucker Joe?
No, I'm just a delivery driver for a retail store.
Now it's just Joe.
Yeah.
Joe,
I'll just go by.
I got a guy in one of my group chats whose handle is just Mike. And I actually don't know Mike's last name.
Yeah.
I always, so when people will be like, hey, did you talk to Mike? And I go, who? And they go, Mike. And I go, I don't know. And then I go, just Mike? And they go, yeah, just Mike. And I go, oh, okay, yeah, I know just Mike. That could be good. I think just Joe is kind of catchy.
Yeah, it could work.
It could work. What's on your mind, my friend?
Oh, not much. I never felt like I'd give you a good answer when you asked me what your takeaway would be if you got around to reading a biography about Joan DeSonny. And I've been doing tons of research on Catholic doctrine before and after Vatican II. And I've been studying manuals of moral and pastoral theology, dogmatic theology, catechisms of all sorts, various instructions of the faith, various works that were written that broke down how to understand what is Catholic teaching, things like that. And yeah, it's a very fascinating study. And I've been doing a lot of research on marriage in particular, and what I've uncovered is really quite extraordinary. And one particular department that I've done a lot of research in is the nature of the husband's authority over the wife in Catholic teaching. And I have learned an absolute boatload on that too. So it's coming along. I won't go into much about that. Eventually I'll write some books, but it's just, one thing that is really striking is that catechisms written around Vatican II and afterwards, their elements of modernism are not overt, but for the most part, most of it's just very vague. And
give me an example.
The greatest, so for example, I can't give you a specific example off the top of my head.
Okay.
But an example would be that catechisms before Vatican II, they're very specific. They break down how the practice of a certain virtue looks like, or they break down what the church teaches in terms of what it means for a husband to love his wife and for a wife to obey her husband. Whereas the catechisms after Vatican II, they will completely omit that the wife has to obey the husband. And they will speak in very broad, vague, general terms about love and respect between spouses. And they'll talk about equality between spouses, but without any nuances or qualifications. So it makes it sound like that they're equal in all ways, which is not true. They're only equal in dignity and a couple of other things. So there's a very stark contrast, and it's becoming more and more. So like I cited the study. I told you about the study, but since the last time I told you about the study I was going to embark upon, I ended up discovering a book in which somebody already did something like that, but at a much smaller scale than what I'm doing. It's by Simon Galloway. I can't remember the name of the title exactly. It's something like "No Crisis in the Church" with a question mark at the end.
Okay.
And this book was printed in the UK, and it has a lot of endorsements from priests in the UK, and it was published around 2006. And in the book, he'll take a paragraph of papal teaching and put it on one side of the page, and then juxtapose it with another paragraph of another papal teaching on the opposite side of the page. And you'll see how they're in complete contradiction to each other. And as we know, Catholic doctrine is not supposed to change. It's supposed to be God is immutable, and with divine revelation he has revealed about himself to us cannot be changed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very, very, I found it to be an incredibly useful tool. And I take it around to my friends' houses. I took it to my brother's house. I showed it to his friend. And it's just become a very useful show and tell book to kind of demonstrate off the cuff, hey, look, these are examples in which there's complete and total irreconcilable contradictions in what we were passing off as doctrine today versus what we were taught for 1965 years.
Yeah. How do your brothers receive that information? What do people think about it when you share it?
Well, I'm a work in progress, so my delivery of the message has been improving greatly. And so I find that as I articulate all this information from memory, so for some reason when I call you on the show, it's like my brain shuts off. But I can do this in person a lot easier, where I can just remember dates, people, events, and be able to weave a whole bunch of information together to paint the big picture. And so,
does that say that it's well received by family members when you're sharing this information with them?
Yeah, some of them, it also just depends on the person. Like, my brother's been much more receptive of it. And
what's your brother's situation? Is he married too?
Yeah, he just married last year to a Filipina, and he had his first child born this January, and he's been living in the same town as me. So I've had a lot more access to him than I've had in late years, because he does all his traveling.
Yep. Is this a younger brother?
Yes, he is a younger brother. But yeah, some of the boomers, they have a hard time. My boomer relatives and family, they have a hard time accepting or processing, and it just goes against everything they've ever heard or learned. And so so they don't receive the message as well. They may cut me off because they feel overwhelmed with all the data I dropped, just depending on who it is.
Well, that's the number one rule of sales. I don't know if you know this, because what you're doing is you're selling an idea, right? You're selling a perspective. The number one rule of sales is you got to get permission to start the sale. You know, implied consent or otherwise. But you got to get people's buy-in before they start listening to what your pitch is. And you're making a pitch, whether you like it, whether you know it or not. That's what's happening.
Right. And a lot of this is, in light of what's going on with the divorce, which is going to be held on November 18th. And so a lot when I speak about modernism, I'm often talk about, okay, why is it that there are no protectives now versus before Vatican II?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think a lot of things went off the rails with Vatican II. My wife and I have also not been big fans of this. The more we read on it, the less I care for what they did, and the more intentional, and whether it's coming in with modernism gently or whether it's overtly been that has obviously been the case, and it's softened and squishied up, I think, a lot of the teachings, broadly speaking. So you get this real mushy version of Catholicism, which it doesn't do it for me. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like that it happened. I know you're going through a lot of it right now, and yours is more personal, and it doesn't mean that it's not a broader problem. I think you're not wrong about that, even if your interest is a little bit more myopic.
Yeah, I've formulated some basic arguments to make it more palpable, because there's a lot of traditional Catholics who have written extensively about Vatican II and its heresies, but they're not very digestible for the average pew-sitting Novus Ordo Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
And so I formulated arguments that really break it down and make it very digestible. So I'm going to write some pamphlets or a booklet on that too. But there's just like Lumen Gentium, which is supposed to be like a dogmatic constitution, says that we worship the same God as the Muslims. But it's an impossibility. We worship a Trinitarian God. They do not.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no fatherly aspects to their God. You know, you can't have something like two completely different descriptions be the same thing.
Yes, I tend to agree with you on that one.
So, and I could break it down in philosophical terms, but I'll save that for when I sit down and write. But
it sounds like you got your work cut out for you, brother.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, to be honest, I don't even. Sometimes I don't even listen to your show. Sometimes to get your view, I'll just play your video on YouTube, and I'll just turn the sound off and do something else, because I find less and less value in being tapped into what's current events and what's going on in the world. And I'm
not mad at that at all, bud. I'll tell you what, I also feel the same way. It's a burnout, whatever's going on. It's less and less interesting unless I have some sort of moment of revelation where I see something. It can, I don't hate what you just said either. It don't bother me.
It was easy to do when I was driving 11 hours at a time, over the road. But now I got all these books to read and process and put together the information, and weave a tapestry to see, do we will portray what the truth is. And it's just like I got to do all this planning, and I'm kind of like in a place of limbo right now, because I have no idea what's going to happen to me. I could lose everything. Still, I could fail to be able to get 50% of my kids, even though I have a lawyer now. And so I got to make plans and contingency plans of what all these things what courses I can take to direct my life based on any of these variables that could be in play after the divorce. And I find that whatever research I'm doing now on Catholic doctrine, on modernism, it's so interesting. I decided to really do a deep dive just on the subject of modernism. And there's so many great authors that have written on modernism that I never even heard of before. And their books are so good that they could have made a huge impact if they had a following of Taylor Marshall on social media, if social media had been around when they wrote.
Sure.
And
unfortunately, it sounds like a lot of the stuff you're trying to do is to try to solve a problem that's probably not getting solved, at least the way that you're hoping it's going to be solved. So that's unfortunate. And it sounds like you got a challenge coming up in the next 30 days or so. I'm going to open the line up for another person here. I know we've done some real long discussions on your situation in the past. I got a couple other people that want to jump on the line here, but I appreciate you dialing in. Do you want to weigh in on our poll here, if you care at all, whether or not Dan Bongino takes a leave on Thanksgiving or Christmas? I'll give you a vote on here if you want.
Sure. I honestly don't care.
I don't either.
Don Bongino has literally lost all relevance.
Right?
He really has.
All right.
He's got he destroys no credibility, so that's that. Thanks for taking my call, Kyle.
All right, Joe. Just Joe. I like it. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
All right. Somebody was trying to turbo dial in there and jump on the line. I saw you guys trying to jump in. I see GOB Actuals hanging out in our chat, liking our shirt. Garrett, are you still selling merch? You know what's going on here. We bring another caller on the line. We'll see if Garrett O'Boyle's still selling merch out there, if they are clearing out the last line suspendable store. Caller number 5. Who are you and where are you?
Are you Kyle Seraphin?
The one and only, so they say.
Oh man, earlier I was dialing the wrong number because I've been out of commission since before October 1st. So, and I am Mel from the wonderful Show Me State.
Mel from Mo. Right?
Yeah, and I'm like, I watch Alex Jones and I'm trying to figure out is what he's saying is true or not true. It's just weird.
What is Alex talking about right now?
Oh my goodness. He was talking about the Podesta plan yesterday.
Oh yeah, he's been hot on the Podesta plan for a minute. He tells me about that every time that we're off camera too.
Oh man.
Summarize what you've been hearing. Tell people what the Podesta plan is. I'm gonna see if I can find my Alex.
I don't remember. I have some time. I have some timers.
Sometimers disease.
I'm old. Yeah.
Are you like this? Hold on, listen.
Yeah.
We don't even care whether or not we care.
We don't even care whether or not we care. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and then today he's talking about putting Hillary Clinton as AG, and
let's do it. Let's go.
Else.
I don't even know what that means. Let's go. We're gonna put Hillary Clinton. What?
And Eric Holder as deputy.
Screw it. Let's do it. Why does he want to do these things? Just to hasten the decline?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, no, it'll increase the decline. It'll get much worse.
Yeah, but let's go. Let's just do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, I don't really want that. It's already bad enough, and it makes me mad about Nancy Pelosi and J6 and the whistleblowers not being reinstated and the J6ers not being made whole.
There's a lot of problems.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, and I don't know the answer, but I think I don't know how they do expungement, but I think expungement of those charges is the only way that they're going to be made whole, because it seems like they're having a hard time getting jobs.
There's a lot of people who have been suffering. You're right. There are a number of people that are having a real rough time. And one of them is JD Rivera, who's a super nice guy. Really, really good guy. And
yeah, I'd never heard of him. Is he on X?
He's a guy that I've interviewed before. He's a J6er that was doing journalism on the day of, and he was not. Did
you say Brandon Straka or somebody else?
I know Brandon.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, should we call him?
Yeah, he's probably watching the debate in New York City.
Yeah, and quivering. There's nothing good about that, is there?
No, I mean, oh man, it's a disaster all over. Huh?
Nothing. I'm just thinking. Yeah, Brandon's one of the J6ers I get along with really well. There's some of them are kind of a pain in the butt, but Brandon, he's a good one. JD Rivera was on our program at one point in time and came on and told his story, and he just got fired from a job because he was a J6er, and he's in media and video, and he got removed from his work by doing that. And it's really sad because there's some really decent people that have just missed out on opportunities and been unable to support their families and do the work that they used to do, because people are really, they're really intolerant of it. It's a major bummer.
Yeah.
I think it's a major bummer.
It's sad. And it's going to go back to that once a Democrat gets back in charge.
Yeah, we
have a feeling
we're not solving these problems, which I think is my overwhelming point. We're simply allowing them to be placated, and they're being pacified for a short period of time, and then they're going to come back at us with a vengeance. There's no doubt in my mind that we will deal with these again. We will revisit these problems.
Yeah,
it's inevitable, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why Congress needs to defund.
Yeah, what are we going to defund?
I think they need to defund like most of the DOJ. I don't think we need. I don't know. I don't know what they're all doing, but they're not making serious reforms.
We want to defund the DOJ. I'm for it.
Well, they need to defund these DC judges. Like, no trial should be in DC.
I don't disagree with you.
And the judges refuse to. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I thought people had ethics, but obviously some people don't.
When did that become apparent to you?
Oh, my. Over the last 4 years.
Yeah, right. It's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And then have you heard about the police officer that got arrested because he's an illegal in Illinois?
I just saw that today. Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think, actually, J.B. Pritzker, I think, publicized that. It's a while back. I actually know his director of state police. We used to go to the same church. Yeah, Brendan Kelly. He's the director of state police.
So how are they hiring illegals that ICE are going to deport to be police officers? How does that work? They said they were going to do that for a while, right? They said they were going to do that, but is this the first time we've actually seen it actually go down? It was supposed to be Dreamers, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like he was here 10 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think Illinois, I don't know. And I've already seen, because my a large majority of my family live in Illinois. And I never want to go back there except to be buried. But
you want to be buried there?
Yeah, I do. My grandparents are buried there. And I want to be next to my grandparents.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a throwback thing, you think? Do most people today care about burial or not? It's never occurred. It's never been interesting to me. It's like never occurred to me, I guess.
Oh, well, it's just my thing, because I really love my grandma. She's passed away, and I just want to be close to her.
I mean, it makes sense. It has for a very long time that people have had that instinct. It's just never. I don't know. It's because maybe I'm transient. It's never clicked with me that I even thought about it, and I don't think my dad's ever had the instinct either. So. That's interesting to hear.
Actually,
you want to go back and be buried? Bury me in Illinois. Do you carry a little card in your wallet that says that?
So no, actually, so here's the thing. My husband passed away 10 years ago, and so I have plans, because when your spouse passes away, like, you have to start thinking about that. Although I'm not close to that age, but you never know.
Right.
So that's what's caused me to already have my funeral set up and everything.
I think you get a full pass on that for sure then. Yeah, I think that changes your perspective. It has to.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, Yeah. So, and cancer like hits every aspect of my life. I had a 17-year-old friend that passed away from brain cancer. I went to visit his family this last weekend. It's so sad.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah. And I mean, I think he was going to be like a youth pastor. I mean, he was really inspirational and reaching out to kids, and he was just a good kid. And we need more people like that.
Yeah, sometimes God has completely different plans, huh?
I guess so.
I guess so too.
Have you seen Soul on Fire yet?
I have not. Still on my pad.
I saw it 2 times already.
Yeah. Was it that good?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was very good. Although, I mean, like I actually put in the YouTube chat. You can tell like the burns on that little kid's face is fake. Mm-hmm. And then the fire of the house, you can tell that is fake.
Is it?
Of course, it has to be.
It's in the theaters right now.
It is.
Yeah, I don't go to theaters. I have to wait for after theaters. I don't trust anyone. I don't trust anyone to watch my children. Is that weird?
Yeah.
That's just where I live. I mean, I remember there was a time when people normally did that and babysitters and all that. I don't really trust anybody. I'm not very trusting. And so my kids get...
I think nowadays it's different. Like when I was a kid, I mean, we played outside. I lived in a little town in Illinois, but like we played outside. Right. My high school, we didn't have security or anything, right. Although I was in an all-white community. I mean, but actually, the funny thing is my high school caught on fire like my sophomore year. And so we went to school in trailer parks and trailers, and we call it Trailer Park High. And that was just a weird time.
That is a weird time.
Yeah. Yeah. To see, yeah, what? And going in the snow. Actually, that was a year there was supposed to be an earthquake.
There's supposed to be an earthquake in Illinois?
And, well, and the New Madrid fault, which, I don't know, it could have affected us.
Could have, I guess.
In the middle of Illinois. Well, not the middle of Illinois, but southern Illinois. Yeah, those were fun times.
Trailer Park High.
Here free, huh?
Trailer Park High.
It was. Yep.
Mel, and the whole...
Like when...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, the whole time that you were talking, I was trying to find something for you.
Oh, so when it happened, like it was in the morning, I knew one of the guys that actually went in and set books on fire. Oh, wow. And so, yeah. And so he went to the church I went to for a little bit. But actually that morning, I think my brother came in and told me, hey, the school caught on fire. And I thought, oh, it's some other school. So, and then I found out, yeah. And then my mom went down there and guarded the school while we were in school, made sure nobody went in.
Oh, okay. All right, Mel, so, in your honor, I spent, my eyeballs were scrolling. I do this sometimes when people are talking to me. I'll start looking for something that's really mindless. I was trying to find something very specific for you because you started with Alex Jones. And I know I had this clip. Okay. I knew I had this clip somewhere. I just didn't know where it was. I need to cut this for the soundboard. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hopefully this is the right clip. Stand by. Here we go.
Breaking exclusive. Breaking exclusive. Breaking exclusive. Missouri AG Andrew Bailey being brought in for the future replacement of FBI Director Kash Patel.
There you go. Look, we got an Alex Jones and a Missouri in there. How about that?
Yeah, I'd rather see him as AG instead of Pam Bondi.
I know. But it's not going to probably
And
happen.
I mean, get rid of, if Todd Blanche is really blocking this stuff.
Who knows?
I mean, I don't know who's blocking the whistleblowers too. I mean, that's wrong. And said on social media, yeah, they're going to be reinstated, and then
we don't live in a fair world. I told my dad this afternoon. We had to talk about it. We don't live in a fair world. We shouldn't expect it to be fair. We want it to be. Our instinct is to make that the case, but it is not a fair world. That is just how it works. So it is what it is. You got to vote. Is Bongino going to stick around till Thanksgiving, or is he leaving? Going to stick around till Christmas and give himself some more time? What do you think?
I think Christmas.
Christmas. Okay, got another vote here. Mel for Christmas. All right, Missouri Mel.
Okay.
We got you down on the board, my dear. Thank you.
Okay, you have a great evening.
Thanks for calling in. I hope you have a good night.
Okay. You too. Bye-bye.
All right, then. That opens it up. The phone is open. Breaking exclusive. There's Alex. Hold on. Ready?
Breaking exclusive. Breaking exclusive. Breaking exclusive.
The best part about that whole clip, if you're listening on the audio, you guys don't hear it. So that's going to be the people who are like listening the first time this ever got played. But if you're just watching me tonight, you get to see he's doing the hand gestures, and they're so special. They're so big. Caller number 6. Who are you and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Dan from Wisconsin, known as Ultra MTA.
Ultra MTA, Dan. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I think I'm breaking exclusives right now.
I did catch that piece. I missed most of the rest of the show, but
breaking. Hold on, y'all. Play it for you right now. Ready?
Breaking exclusive.
Breaking exclusive.
It's so good. It's so goofy. He's such an odd.
I just love that he says it 3 times.
That's the best part.
He's epic.
I think I was in. I think I was in the studio when he was doing that, and that's what made it even more silly. I'm just watching him doing that stuff.
That's awesome.
Alex,
do you hear his latest thing with Tucker?
I listened to parts of it, and it seemed.
Yeah, I'm about a third of the way in, so I don't know this whole.
I don't know if I'm going to listen to all of it. Yeah, there's. I skipped around.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that topic sounds like it might be like something I'm interested in. What was catching your attention? What have you liked most about it, or what did you think was weirdest?
I think his refocusing on Ukraine and how pivotal that is right now.
Interesting.
I think he has a good sense of that. I think they had the potential of really escalating things here with ICE and creating a false flag to really kick things off. I just like to keep my ear to the ground if there's potential things brewing like that.
Yeah. If there's effery afoot.
He sees the things add up and he throws it out there, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. He's honed in. He's really honed in on this Podesta plan, false flag initiating some kind of immigrant rally, kickoff, revolt.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I think it's just always like good to have those things maybe on the back of our mind. Like I think we've seen similar situations where false flags could have kicked off and been very alarming, but I also think a lot of those go by without being realized, and that's great.
Yeah,
I also think there's some tea leaves there he's reading.
Yeah, he's not wrong, right? There's somewhere there's a meme about that. Alex Jones barks at something like that. There was this. It was a description. I sent it over to Owen at one point in time, and
nice.
It was like Alex Jones. He's the dog that, barks when the neighbor crosses the lawn, and he barks when there's someone sneaking up on your house in the middle of the night. But he barks if a squirrel climbs up the tree next door, and he barks at the fictional aliens that aren't really there, and a couple of things. But he's the only dog that barks when somebody comes up to your door in the middle of the night. So we need Alex Jones. That was kind of the claim, something to that effect. Not wrong.
Yeah, I'll drive with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, interesting topics. So what you covering tonight?
Let's see.
What's on the docket?
We've had a kind of a smattering of information. We talked about Alex Jones and his lawsuit and the Supreme Court failing to hear it, so that wasn't great. We talked about the classical education of growing up with 80s, 70s, and 80s sort of entertainment, which we thought was more wholesome. We talked about Neverending Story and The Postman and a couple of others, some Kevin Costner stuff out there. What else did we talk about? Talked about Catholicism leaving the fold and adding modernism in after Vatican II. And Mel told us that she went to high school in a trailer park because her high school burned down, amongst other things.
That sounds like a good Mel story. Epic.
That's a pretty good summary, I think.
Yeah. No, that's a good evening, dude.
What are you
doing?
Yeah, what are you building? What do you got going on?
Well, life has been harder here lately. And it's just one of those seasons, but my wife has had some medical issues crop up. And you know, from our conversations, we tend to be pretty reserved. I don't go just blindly into the mainstream system anymore. So we've had a lot to weigh and a long journey to walk, but just some really incredible answers to prayer all the way through. And it's actually been pretty incredible what it's done for just our relationship. And it's just helped us both grow, I think. So, quick summary of that, but it's been a couple months of pretty intense life. But things are resolving and looking up, and God has just been amazing. So that's been it's been a little slower on the project side of things, but I've got an end grain cutting board that I'm setting up to do in a herringbone layout from my mom's kitchen island. So that'll be the next. Yeah, it'll be fun.
That got a smile out of me because it was like we got a lot of really intense things going on. I know how that is. You get pulled off wanting to do something else. You start doing the human project instead of with the material project, right? And then,
yep.
But there's always a material project that's sitting somewhere in the wings that as soon as
when the list is so long, but it's fun to get to the one that's like, okay, this is now. And did you ever get the cutting board? Did GOB ever route those over? I know he got his.
He did. He sent me the wrong one, which means he sent me whatever the one that was not the best looking of the group. I got whatever the do you know what I'm talking about?
The last pick?
Do you know what I'm talking about? One of them was like the least aesthetic, I guess.
Yeah, one was. Well, there were 3 end grains, and one was more like a sign kind of looking thing. But yeah.
I think I got like the sign looking thing. I have it.
Nice.
It sits in my coffee room. I have a little coffee cart and some things, so we don't actually cut on it. And so it sits up there, and I see it every morning. It's where my coffee cups are, where my bean grinder or my mill is. I've got a coffee mill, and then we've got a flour mill, and we've got a couple of other little things in there. So yeah, it's in a place of.
What are you guys running for a flour mill?
We are running.
You Wonder Mill or something?
Thanks for asking. I don't remember. Now you're going to make me look.
These are important details.
It is an important detail. Whatever it was, the funny story was my wife was very uncomfortable asking for it. She said she wanted to get it, right? But she was like,
maybe you're into a Como.
She was like, well, what should...
Does that sound right?
No, I'll tell you. It's 1 second here.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm guessing. Yeah,
no, you're good. And I'm going to have to look. So... The story went something to the effect of, she goes, I'd like to mill our own flour. And I go, great. And she was like, we could get into it for like maybe $200 and we get an attachment for the KitchenAid. And I was like, oh, that doesn't sound like what I want to do. Well, I was like, well, what's like the top of the line that you're looking at? Like, what would that be? And she was like, well, it's like a multi-stone thing, whatever it is. And I go, well, send me the models of what you're looking at. And then I'll do some reading and I'll try and figure out what we're into. So we didn't spend all that much, I don't think. We got a mock mill. And
okay, nice.
We got a mock mill professional 200, so it's the commercial grade version that they have for like a small commercial
That's huge
thing. Yeah, so professional I'll have to look it up real quick. But its capabilities are pretty decent, and I'm not mad what we got. It's aesthetically pleasing. I was like, which one do you want? And she was like, well, I was like, let's just get the nicest one, whatever it is. Like, if you're gonna
investment, man.
And here's how it came down to
buy once, cry once.
Yeah, it was a buy once, cry once thing for sure. It's wood, which is, I don't know if you've ever seen these, but look them up. It looks like they're out of stock right now. Here was the decision.
We ended up with a Como, but I think they're similar. Like we got ours on walnut. It was a very similar story. So that's just kind of cool.
I've seen those as well. Yeah. So that was on the list. So the thing that made me choose this one it was the one that one of the influencer types or one of the, whatever Homestead girls that she was watching was there. But I started looking at it and I'm like, why don't we just get the one that I know, like they're all out of stock. So let's just get the best one.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're out of stock, that means there's enough of a captive market
People
if you try it and you don't like it, I can turn around and we won't lose any money. Someone's going to want it.
Exactly.
Some other dude's going to want to get that done. So we put ourselves on the list. We waited, 45 days and it popped in. Looks like right now they're taking orders for the middle of November. So they're still selling more than they can make. And it has a 10-year commercial warranty on it. So boom.
Oh, huge.
How about that, man?
There's nothing like, I thought it would be like this inconvenient, wild thing, but you actually cut out steps and dealing with like a bag of flour and making a mess and then trying to sift it and then trying to like make sure you scrape off and get the right, when you're measuring it. Grinding it.
So we've got a little,
slick.
Terrible kitchen scale. So you toss that in your little thing, then she measures out whatever it's going to be. And this thing will do 200 grams of wheat milling per minute is what it claims. And it'll hold up to almost 3 pounds in the hopper if you wanted to do so much. So
huge.
We don't do anywhere near that much.
Well, it's good. It's good to do small batches because keeping it cold, unless like ideally you grind it and bake it and use it right then, right? Or at
that's
least
what she does. She
raising if there's
she's doing it on demand every time. Yep.
You get so much more out of that. That's so cool. But yeah, cold grind is good.
Mm-hmm. The other fun thing is she actually has she's got Ear Pro in there because it's so damn loud, that like it's in its own little standalone room where the other mills are. And so I left Ear Pro in there. So I'll see her walk out with the Ear Pro on and she can't hear anything because they're like my really heavy duty ones I got from the Quantico range. They're these like, they're like 2-inch, commercial 3M ones.
Dude, yeah.
Super funny.
Yep. Oh, that's epic.
Makes it easy to sneak up on.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's good.
Sorry, that was a little segue, but
That's okay. People are like, Kyle's even a gear nerd in the kitchen. Dude, you guys have no idea. I gear nerd about freaking everything. I actually brought
the way to live. I
have some gear nerd stuff right here. Look at this. I got this guy going right now. This is my new project. This is working out people who can see it online. This is an Osmo 360 8K camera from DJI.
Get out.
And I got
they're pushing GoPros, aren't they?
So yeah, they're really starting to challenge them. I think they're going to do an Action 6, so I may actually return the Action 5 that I bought. We'll see, or maybe I'll just keep it. But I bought an Action 5.
I've been hearing good things.
Yeah, they're pretty neat. I don't have anything to compare them to in the darkness, but the image stabilization's really good. The thing that I love is that I spent some real money on microphones from DJI. They make these detachable little like RF mics, and
I've heard really good things on those too.
So the Osmo cameras have multiple Bluetooth channels. And so you can get up to 4 microphones connected with no receiver.
Oh, we've been waiting for that for too long.
So
that's
straight
awesome.
up, you can have like whatever it is, like a 10 ounce or an 8 ounce little camera, and you can hand out, microphones to everybody that's in your party that can be hot mic'd up right away, and they automatically connect on turn on, and then you just push a button on the microphones from DJI and you can go back to the receiver mode, so you can even have it reconnect while it's actually hot, and they can go to like a camera phone or something, or a bigger camera. It's freaking cool, man.
That's awesome. Oh, super sweet. Super sweet. I'm running like a GoPro Hero 10, but yeah, it's low light, not great. Really nice when you have a lot of light and daylight and stuff, or you're just dealing with a wide angle shot, but
I just haven't done any like on the go camera stuff. So I'm starting to try to play with it. So I've got some attachments coming in. I got some helmet attachments. I got some backpack stuff. I've got some things that'll clip onto body armor, so I can really, I can start taking this stuff going.
Super fun. Well, I know we hit our time there. I didn't have to take up a ton, but I hadn't called in a while, so I thought I'd see how you're doing and chat it up a little bit. So.
I'm doing great. It sounds like you are coming out of a darker spot. I'm glad to hear that too. It's great to hear your voice, and it's nice hearing that sometimes these things that seem like they're going to be rough end up having a good ending, even though we can't foresee it.
They're not easy, but they give you the opportunity to grow, and it's in this case just been really, really amazing. So can't look back on that with regret.
It does sound like mindset.
Regret, sorry. So.
You're a neat guy, Dan. Yeah. It's nice hearing that positivity, even without knowing what the hardship was. I can imagine, and I can say I've seen the same thing. So it's cool.
Well, I threw some notes around with the locals, the regs and stuff, so they knew. But had some prayers coming in for that. So thank you to all for those and the thoughts. Appreciate all the well wishes too. So.
Indeed. All right. Do you want to put a vote in on this? Bongino sticks around till Thanksgiving, or does he hang on to the bitter end and Christmas and bail? What do you think?
Well, you know me, I'm an optimist, so I think the Thanksgiving timeline is good math. I think the safer bet is Christmas. Let's go start in November. Let's just say it's going to happen quick.
Okay,
we're ready. Writing's on the wall.
Yeah, we'll
swing for the fence.
Yeah, he's ready to get out of here, right? Okay, buddy. Good talking to you tonight.
All right. Yeah, good talk to you.
All right, we're shutting it down there, and we'll open the line back up. There we go. That's good to hear that Dan is doing well. We haven't heard his voice in a little bit. That puts the line open, folks. Got a call from Anonymous. I haven't seen that one before. That's good. Call back in, whoever it was. There's a couple of you guys trying to get in the line here. Now it is back open again. Should I play my this clip here? What is this other clip? I went and grabbed another clip for you all. I don't know what I grabbed. Oh, I grabbed the bit from the gentleman. This is from Chaos. This is the recommendation. Should we hear it? It's 55 seconds long. Let's get okay. All right. Caller number, I think we're up to number 8. Caller number 8. Who are you and where are you at?
Hello, is it Griffin or Joel? Hello.
Hello, Griffin or Joel.
Hi.
Which one do you want to be?
Joel.
Okay. You're caller number 7, Joel. Sorry.
Okay.
How you doing tonight, bud?
So, good. Yeah, so I was calling to let Joe know that there's a few paragraphs of the Catechism that can help a lot, but there's a study.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so in the Catechism, paragraphs 1830 to 1832, it lists the 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit and the 12 gifts. Or is it? Yeah, 12 gifts. No, I'm sorry, 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit and 12 fruits of the Holy Spirit.
Right.
And praying about that can help a lot, like to understand a lot of things, I think. I believe that. So wisdom, understanding, counsel, fortitude, knowledge, piety, and fear of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are the 7 gifts. And the fruits are charity, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, generosity, gentleness, faithfulness, modesty, self-control, and chastity. Yeah. And that's in paragraphs 1830 to 1832 of the Catechism. That Pope Benedict XVI, when he was cardinal, helped with a lot between in the 1980s up to 1994.
I like it.
To write it. Yeah. And yeah. And that's what I called. But anyway, I really enjoy your show, and yeah, I don't know what else to talk about.
No, that's really good stuff. That is a targeted call and a specific one. It's very thoughtful to share that. What was the?
Oh yeah, one more thing.
Yeah.
I now found a Catholic men's group in my area.
Okay.
So like we get together and with priests from the diocese, okay, and we talk about certain different subjects that are relevant to men, okay, on our faith journey.
Yeah.
And and it's really good. Like last time it was about the testimony, like how men are called to testify to the truth, you know, and like give ourselves to others and stuff like that. It was really good. It was really good talk.
Joel, what are the
local priests?
What is the mix of men that are at this men's group? Are they married, single, widow? What's the group? What's the mix look like?
Well, it was the first time I went, but it was men from their like mid-20s to like probably 70s or 80s. But okay. Yeah, so probably mix of all kinds of life situations. But it was good because before the talk, there was a time for penance, okay, the sacrament of penance, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that was very good. Okay, and then after that there was the talk, and after that there was a social, like with a pizza, like, and I think some people actually the Catholic Women's League brought cake, like for us at the hall.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a little cake either. Yeah. And anyone there in particular kind of stand out as kind of a potential role model or mentor, or anything that you really walked away saying, man, this is who I was here to meet tonight?
Yeah, actually, I would like to be more, assertive, like that priest that was talking, like I was easily able to speak to people in public. You know.
Okay.
But yeah, obviously you got training, but in philosophy and theology, but that helps too. Obviously.
Sure. Build some confidence, right?
Yes.
Outstanding.
So,
well,
yeah, going to those events is helping me. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's outstanding, man.
Confidence to be able to speak in public, like speak outside my local, not just local area, but like outside my neighborhood, basically. You know.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I think that's outstanding.
Yeah.
I think it's a good environment. It's obviously a wholesome thing that they're promoting, and I'm glad to hear that you found it. I hope that. How often is it? Is it once a week?
No, it's once a month.
Okay.
Or once every month and a half. So yeah, but it's really useful. Yeah.
Yeah, you may be inspiring me.
I'm happy that a friend.
Go ahead.
I'm happy I've made friends doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy as well. I've been kicking around the idea that I need to get involved, and maybe not for my benefit, but maybe for other people's benefit, and just go see who's out there and in the parish that are men, and share struggles, because we all have them and whatnot. And so anyway, I've been kicking around the idea that maybe I should try to find something at the parish. We just moved from one parish that I didn't much care for, that was very it didn't really jive with me, but this new one is neat. And we had a priest. I've never heard a priest say this before, so maybe you can tell me if you heard it. Our priest got up and said, he rebuked the congregation at the end of Mass. And he said, last Sunday, somebody chastised one of the parents for having a child that was being loud and unruly. And he said, it's hard enough to get kids to do what you need them to do when they're little. And we're grateful for them being here. They're the future of the church. And I don't want to hear about anybody doing that in our community again. And so if you're in this church, then you need to be welcoming. And if you want to help somebody, you can, but nobody needs to be criticized for doing the thing, bringing their kids to Mass. He said it's hard to get kids to come back after the fact. If they're doing half the battle up front, we need to be encouraging that. And I went, right freaking on. I've never once heard anybody say that. But if you have little kids and you have loud little kids every once in a while, which they all are, it's really hard, because you look around and you see there's a lot of people that are, you don't want to interrupt their worship, and you don't want to destroy the focus on the Eucharist and whatnot. And it's very interesting having a priest get it, because priests, they don't have little kids. So anyway, I don't know. Have you ever heard a priest say something like that and straighten people out and set the tone?
Yeah, actually, my current pastor, like, he actually chastised last time. It was at a certain parish. Okay.
Yep.
He yelled at the entire congregation, not the entire, like, most of it, okay, most of the people. Okay. He yelled at them saying, "What receiving the Eucharist is not a race."
Yes.
Okay. Like it's God Himself. Don't like fight each other to get the Eucharist first. Like, I was like a while ago, but like when he said that, some people were annoyed, but I was like, yeah, he's telling the truth.
Yeah, take your time.
That was pretty crazy. Like, yeah, that was pretty crazy that people were like trying to go first. Okay, but it's like, just wait your turn. Okay, that's what he's saying. Like, that was good that you said that.
Yeah,
and
I think that's the reason they're up there. Their job is to set order for the congregation if they're going to do it. And you may have to say things that are
I thought it was bigger. Yeah,
right. Sometimes you got to say some things that are not that people don't necessarily like it, but it's the right answer.
Yeah,
good deal. All right, buddy. Well, I'm psyched about your men's group. When's the next meeting?
Let me check here. Let's see. I can check right now.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. I think it looks like the next one is on November 15th, so I'll go there.
Okay, you got 1 month.
Yeah.
Well, good deal.
Yeah.
Keep us posted on that.
Also, I'm going bowling soon. Yeah, so
you're going to go bowling?
Yeah.
That's a very northern thing to spend your time doing. Are you a decent bowler, Joel?
My average is I think it's 130.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got some work to do.
But my record is 220.
So there you go.
224.
Okay.
Yeah, my record.
That's pretty solid. Okay, good deal. I don't know what I could bowl anymore. I'm probably terrible. It's been a long time since I've been bowling, but good stuff.
That was 10 pin, 5 pin.
Yeah, I'm tracking.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was 5-pin bowling.
Okay, yeah.
I've never done that in my life. I don't think we have that down here.
5 pin is strange because it's like held together by rope or something. Like the pins are picked up by rope.
Oh no, I don't want anything to do with that. No.
Strange.
I just want regular American bowling. That's 10-pin. I never even heard it called 10-pin, but yeah, 10-pin. Okay, good stuff, buddy.
Yeah, for 10 pin at like 13 pound.
Now you're going to set off a whole bowling chat. Our whole chat is deciding whether or not they need to go bowling soon. That used to be okay. So Joel, we had a family tradition in the Seraphin house when I was growing up. My dad would take us bowling. My dad was the coach of every sport that we ever were near, even if he wasn't very good at it, or even if he didn't know much about it. And I don't know that he knew a lot about bowling at any level of competitiveness, but he was a better bowler than us. And every time we went bowling, one of me or my 4 brothers ended up crying every freaking time because he would overcoach us. It wasn't that fun, but I still have some pretty good memories of it. It still makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
All right, buddy. Well, keep us posted on the next men's meeting. I'm happy to hear it. And thanks for sharing the advice with Joe. That's really nice of you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Have a good night. That is Joel. He's our resident Canadian, a.k.a. Snow Mexican. Super nice guy. I think we'll take one more. I'm going to have to just... we'll just play this.
We don't even care whether or not we care.
It's so slow, but I do want to put it on the soundboard. I feel like I ought to. All right, we're going to take the last call. This is caller number 8. Who's on the line?
Oh, man.
I knew it.
Am I going to be the last man? Because I want to hear Renzo, dude. His laugh is so freaking
Well,
funny.
I can hang up on you. Renzo's calling right now, I'm guessing. You want to do that? Here, just, jump off. We're going to take Renzo. Hold on. Do we get Renzo? Renzo. We hung up on him. I just hung up on him. I told him, I said, get off my phone. And I hung up on him. Now Renzo hung up. Oh, so good. Renzo, you kook. We just hung up on TAC P to get you. Renzo, we hung up on TAC P, and then you hung up on me. What are you doing to me here?
What's up?
What's going on, man? How's it going tonight?
Pretty good. How you? Yeah, this has been a great show.
Okay, Renzo, you got to tell people. Hold on, Renzo, you got to say, this is Renzo, and I'm in the People's Republic of New York, or whatever thing you say. Ready to go. You're up.
All right. This is Renzo, and I'm in the People's Republic of New York right now.
Very good. There we go. All right, good. Now you can talk. What do you got? What's going on, man?
All right. I just got to say, this has been one of the best call-in shows. You had like a whole eclectic group of stuff going on.
Man, we've covered it all, right? We covered it all.
You made me change what I was going to call about 5 times during the show.
Okay, well, what have you settled on? What do you got? Let's not stand on ceremony.
All right. First thing, I'm still going to stick with my whole thing. I'm kind of happy the mustache got indicted because what he did was clearly, obviously, against the rules. But in a way, I kind of feel like I understand where he's coming from, but I don't really care because I don't want any of these government people writing books freaking as soon as they get out of government and making money off of it. Because in my opinion, all these people who write books using intelligence that they got while they were working with the government are the same as people who give intelligence to other people for money.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I agree with that. Yeah, it's funny. It's you're not going to hear me crying about James Comey. You're not going to hear me crying about Letitia James. You're going to hear me crying about John Bolton. I just don't care. I don't think that those were decent people. But the same time, is like, is this what we voted for? Like, like, remember, the R in MAGA is for results.
But what I will say, and see, I was totally with you on that, and I was like that too. And I'm like, but this is like my raw emotional feeling that I'm like, I'm not getting what I thought I was supposed to get. Now, let me actually realistically look at what I'm getting now. And when I see this, I kind of think of like when Rudy came in, he said, yeah, so the guy's just putting graffiti on the train. I don't give a shit. He's going to jail. Like.
Yeah, the broken window policy.
I don't care.
That's my attitude about immigration. That's been my attitude about immigration. I had a long discussion with my father about that this afternoon. You can't draw a line. If you're here illegally, we got to just get rid of everybody. We got to do as many as we can. I feel like the DOJ is a little bit more of a sophisticated animal, and going after people that irritate Trump, like Bolton. Like I said, you're not gonna hear me cry for it. I don't care. But I also. Is that really is that really where the best efforts are? Is that what we're hoping for? Like, what about the Clapper, the Brennans, the Obama? Like, what about all those dudes? Like, nope, they're all good. They're all going to be escaping away. What about Hunter Biden? Right? Like, did everyone just give up on this stuff?
But this is my whole thing. If they're going to go full, like, straight up lefty, like these people, then that doesn't really matter, does it? Does statute of limitations matter? Does it matter whether your property is worth $18 million or $180 million? It doesn't matter.
That's right.
I mean, we've gotten to that point now. This is, see, like, what is a clear example that I always think of where I'm like, this whole tit for tat definitely doesn't work for you, but if you don't do it, you're still screwed. And you're just asking for a slower decline. I'm actually for the faster. Let's go tit for tat as fast as possible.
Let's
Get
do
it over with.
Let's
and
do
then
it.
We'll reach the point of deterrence.
So I don't know. There's this phenomenon, and it's for like people who are quite a bit younger than me, but they'll be like, "Let's go, let's go," and they're always like yelling, "Let's go!" It's like they're what do we say? Let's go is the Zoomer version of like hell yeah or something, right? Or hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, like from my generation, we were like hell yeah, brother. Like that was the hell yeah, brother. And so like let's go is a young kid's hell yeah, brother. But I do think let's bring it on. Like let's bring on the decline. If we're gonna do it, let's do it while I'm still young. I kicked my butt, dude. I kicked my butt this week on the workouts to the point where my Garmin watch, it said that my workouts are not productive because I'm decreasing in fitness because I kicked my ass so hard. I shit you not. Hold on, I'm gonna show people. It's so disappointing when you're like, yeah, I got after it this week, and then hold on, look at this. I'm gonna show it on the screen. I'm gonna take my watch off here, people. Look at this. The training status. It says it says unproductive. Hold on, we gotta light it back up again. Unproductive training. It said your load is increasing, but your fitness is decreasing. That's how much I'm getting ready for war right now. I am beating my ass in the gym as hard as I can. I'm just like, dude, I went for a run the other day. I was like, I need to be able to run a 10K. I feel like I should be able to do that. I haven't run a 10K in years. So like since I left the FBI, like that was probably just before the COVID stuff, I was getting, squared away. So I was like, I'm going to get on a running program. So my second run of the run program was 2.5 miles. It was a 10-minute warm up, 2.5 mile run, and then a 10-minute warm down. And it ended up being about 4 miles. And I ended up 2 miles away from the house. So I had to do 2 more miles to get home. It's like, I was like, whatever, I'm still going. My wife calls. She's like, are you still okay? Are you alive? And I just sent her a picture of myself just like dripping sweat and like jogging like a freak outside the kids' school. There's a school down the street from us. I'm just like, gross. I'm in my silkies and no shirt. So I'm just like 2 layers of mesh between me and the universe. Just creepy, weird. hairy, angry, sweaty guy.
You know what it is, Kyle. You're around like 42, right?
I'm 43.
43.
I'm 43. Yep.
That's what it is. You hit the 7 year, and whenever you hit the 7 year, you're like, something just happened.
It's just game on.
Once I hit 49, I was like, something happened.
Is that it? It's game on.
It's game on. Like, I looked the same from 27 to 35, and then all of a sudden, when I was 36, I looked like an old man. Like, what happened there?
Got softer for a little bit, right? So I was a complete savage in my late 20s and my early 30s when I was doing military training. Freakish savage, and I brought it back at about 40 or 41. And I was doing runs on this 5 mile trail outside our house in Virginia. And I would do trail runs I would do 5 miles at 7:45 pace or something per mile. But I was doing them like on like hills and ups and downs and stuff like that, doing this like off-road kind of trail. And then I got it down to where I was doing 6:45 miles for like 4 or 5 miles in a row, which for me is pretty good. And I'm also like, I'm not very light. Like I'm 180 pounds. And I'm 5'8", so like I'm kind of a thicker build for like a dude that's not that tall, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, oh, I went to the gym. This was actually pretty cool. I went to the YMCA out in Virginia, and I started doing underwater work. And so I was doing 50-meter underwaters, and I was doing them on timers and stuff, and doing a bunch of like underwater knot tying and shit like that. And this guy pulls up next to me, and he's this salty dude in his late 60s or early 70s maybe. And he goes, "Where the hell did you learn how to do that?" or something. And I was like, "Oh, I was in the military." He's like, "Yeah, I know that." And I was like, "Oh." I was like, "What did you do?" And he was like, "Oh," he was a freaking Green Beret from like Vietnam era. Like he was at the end of Vietnam era or something like that. So he's like, I couldn't have done that shit back when I was like at the top of my peak. And I go, "You know what? Yes, you could have." And he looked at me and he goes, Yeah, you're probably right. I'm like, I know I'm right. I know you could have, dude. And he's like, yeah. He's like, that's good stuff, though. I like seeing you. He's like, are you doing that for work? And I'm like, nah, I just wanted to challenge myself. And he's like, hell yeah, brother.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. That's right. Our chat is distracted by the Ranger panties, dude. I'm telling you, I wear Ranger panties when I run because it's freaking hot. It's still 90 plus degrees here. It's lame. I don't like it.
I know. My mom tells me, I'm like, oh, it got so cold here up in New York. She's like, oh no, it's still like in 90s.
Hold on, do the mom voice. Give it to me. What does it sound like?
It's still nice down here.
Is she in Florida?
No, she's in Texas.
Okay,
she's she's outside of Dallas. Carrollton.
Yeah. My best buddy's from there. Oh, speaking of, we did this workout this yesterday, I think. I don't even know what day it was. Yesterday, I think. So we do this silly workout, kick our butts, and my buddy, who I've known since I was like a little kid, he's the guy that actually introduced me to my wife. His dad, for my entire life, basically since puberty, has randomly given me gifts of crap that he finds at garage sales. In fact, people who are listening right now, I'm just going to blow your minds. Folks, if you look on the wall right over there, there is a poster that I framed that he sent me for no particular reason that was made in the 1930s. It said it was made in 1934. It's a 1930s FBI poster saying theft from the government is theft from you. Report theft of government property to the FBI. And he gave me that like years ago, and I've held on to it forever. He just gives me weird shit. So we finished kicking our butts. You just got 5 more because your people want to hear what you have to say, not me. Anyway, we kicked our butts. We go to the gym, finish it up, and I swear to God, my buddy goes, "Oh, hang on, bro. I've got something from my dad." And I go, "What is it?" And he hands me a cigar box, and it's just full of like pocket knives and like old school can openers and like a Craftsman pipe wrench, just random shit. I was like, I feel like all is right in the world again. There's a space blanket in there. There was a space blanket. There was a Zippo lighter. There was a dispenser for freaking flints, and there was a fingernail file for breast cancer awareness. It's like the weirdest shit you've ever seen in your whole life.
It's funny that you were saying that because my wife was just like, are you guys talking about your dad?
It's just how it goes. It's just, I'll have to put the box in here. The box is great. I got to empty the box and give the cigar box to my kid because, kids love cigar boxes. I love cigar boxes. I think that's why they make them.
I have a couple myself, but they're all filled with rando stuff like oil things for like to fix my gear. Like weird stuff.
Yeah, you're just like, what do I need?
From 1920.
Yeah, just like it's like random stuff rather than putting a junk jar. It looks nice if your junk is in a freaking cigar box. So let's do it. Let's go.
Of course. It's just like jewelry.
Yeah,
that's why they have jewelry boxes.
Yeah, hide their junky jewelry thing. Renzo, what did you call to tell me? You had a plan and I derailed you completely, obviously.
Yeah, man, the bottle of vino too much. I started. Now I remember. So I've been watching the Maze Runner series lately. I don't know if you've seen that. It's like a trilogy movie.
Yeah, it's for teenagers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely for teenagers.
Okay, good.
Without a doubt. But I will say, Kyle, see, that was going to be my whole thing. So, like, I remember my wife, who's actually just walked in, and she's like laughing at me. My wife actually made me watch these movies because she read the books.
Typical. Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah, I understand.
And I was like, wow, this is actually pretty good. But I wasn't really like, man, it's like, So I rewatched it. Now it's been 10 years, 12 years later. And I was watching it by myself. And I was like, wow, like if you actually think about it and you look at the stuff like that they're talking about, there's really a lot of interesting stuff, especially now, like with the way things are going on with our society. I was like,
Was the Maze Runner? Hold on. The Maze Runner series, was that like the kids were all sorted out by special abilities and they were trying to go to the different camps to go be adventurous and something else? Something else?
No. So what happens is there's this virus. It destroys the world.
Oh.
And the only thing left is this company that's using these kids because these kids some of the kids that they're putting in are immune. Some of them are not, but they're doing tests with them.
Got it. I never did see any of these, but okay, got it.
So like the first movie is just figuring out about the characters and like, oh my God, we're trying to get out of this maze. But they don't realize that really all that's being done is them being controlled by this greater power called Wicked.
Wicked.
Ironically.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, like, when you look at it and you think about it, it's very much a story about how people who have nothing in common are thrown together, but can work together and become a unit, and how there essentially the globalists that are trying to create their own society, but in fact, under the guise of there's this global pandemic that destroyed the world and created this virus of all these infected people. So the company is trying to come up with a cure.
Go figure.
A vaccine.
I see what you're doing here. Okay.
And so now watching it before COVID, I was like, oh, this is, cute, nice, whatever. A TV movie. Now watching it after COVID, I'm like, It's a lot more deeper than I really thought.
Yeah, once you live through the pandemic game, right, and you start realizing these turd balls actually do this stuff to us.
Exactly. And
I like. Hold on, Renzo. What I like is that just like talking to my parents, there's always a woman's voice in the background telling you what to say.
Yeah, of course. Listen.
It's just like talking to my dad. I'll just get this like chirping, and I'm like, "What is she saying?" And he's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Oh, okay." It's universal. It's so special.
Yeah, she always looks in. She comes out, so she goes out and she goes and visits her dad on Thursday so that I can have some peace. He takes the kids with her, the dogs. Nobody bothers.
She's giving you peace, man, just for a few seconds.
Sometimes she comes home, the show's still going.
Yeah, she comes back home. She's got some things to say, and she wants to make sure you say it right. So she's going to give it to you there. That's good. Thank God.
Exactly. All right, but I see my time's up. I just want to say thanks for taking my call.
Yeah,
great shows.
Thanks for letting me kick Tack P off. That was good. All right.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Take care. Keep it up.
Have a good night. We just ran out of time on local, so we'll go ahead and shut this thing down. Thanks for calling in, though, Renzo. You're a good man. And
all right.
Hold on. Wait. We need a vote. You're not going to be able to break a tie. You can only make a tie. Thanksgiving or Christmas for Bongino. When's he leave?
Christmas.
All right. Christmas has it. So we'll see. Maybe he gets a reprieve. He'll stick around and be miserable for longer.
And maybe after the first, because nobody pays attention till after that.
That's probably true too. Yeah, there's a real chance he tries to like stick it out. Whatever it is, it's going to try to be an under the radar. So there you go.
Exactly. You got it, man.
All right.
All right. Take it easy.
Yeah. Have a great night. All right, people. That's all we got for tonight. So I hope you guys will see us in the morning. I don't know what's happening. It's Friday. So here we go.
What? You can't park your car here, ma'am.
Are you blind? I don't think you can park there.
I know I can't park there.
Oh. Hey, you can't park here.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Excuse me, mate. You can't park there, sir.
I know I can't park there.
Hey, watch out! It's gonna blow! Watch out!
Ma'am, you can't park your car here.
Are you serious?
You can't park that there, mate. Fuck off!
Excuse me, you can park here.
What's your name? What? What is your name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony! What's your name? Ezekiel! Fuck you, Ezekiel! Fuck you! Fuck you! Hey, you know what I did last night? You better not bring my mother into this! You know what I did? You better not! I broke that fly over there! Oh! And I fucked your mother next to it! Fuck you, Ezekiel! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Thanks for listening to The Kyle Seraphin Show, streamed live weekdays on rumble.com/Kyle Seraphin. Follow Kyle on Twitter, Truth Social, and Instagram at Kyle Seraphin.